Hello, and I would like to thank you each for being here. My name is Barbara Sloan, and I am a student at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. I am studying Christian counseling, majoring in psychology, going for my bachelor's degree. We are here today to discuss the problem of child abuse and neglect that is going on in our country, and how this affects a child's ability to live up to his ability and his potential in God. I would like for each of you to imagine we've all dealt with death in our lives. Sometimes it comes on suddenly. Someone dies and passes away. Sometimes it's a lengthy illness that may eventually cause us to lose a loved one. Child abuse and neglect is sort of the same in a way, that if a child is abused, something can come on suddenly. Someone could hit a person and it changes who they are for the rest of their life. If someone is abused, it will change who a person could have been. I would like to let you know that I am a mother, and I am also a therapeutic foster mother, and I'm also a lay counselor. So child abuse and neglect is something that I deal with on a regular basis. We need to stop mindless child abuse. We need to step up, and we need to do what God has called us to do, and that is to help stop the abuse of children and to take care of the children that He has given us as gifts. Child abuse, according to the Tennyson Center, happens every 10 seconds. The Department of Human and Health Services in 2011 reported over 600,000 cases of child abuse and neglect. These are staggering numbers, and they should not be. There are 4 types of abuse, not just physical abuse. There's also emotional abuse, there's also sexual abuse, and there's also neglect. That brings me to my second point. I would like to discuss each one of those and give you a few warning signs of each. Emotional abuse would be like if you saw a child who did not really connect with the caregiver that they're with. That maybe they just didn't want to be around them. That when they were getting ready to leave, maybe the child would cry and reach out to someone else instead of, say, their parents. Neglect, you might notice neglect if a child is dirty all the time, or if a child is seen out without supervision, or maybe the child is dressed inappropriate for the weather. Say they have a long sleeve shirt on and it's the middle of summer. Sexual abuse, you might notice that a child or a person might try to stay away from a certain individual, try to shy away, don't want to have anything to do with a certain person. They may also have trouble sitting or standing. Physical abuse, you would notice that by bruises, yes, but then there's a lot of reports that go to the hospital. Maybe they're taken to the hospital a lot with unexplained injuries, or maybe they're not getting care at all. Maybe somebody just don't even take them to the doctor. That brings me to my third and my final point. It tells us in Psalms 127:3 that children are gifts from God. In Matthew 19:13 through 15, it tells you that Jesus said that they brought children to Jesus for Him to actually lay hands on them. We must do what God commands us to do, and that's to take care of the children. It is a responsibility that we hold as parents, but it should be a responsibility that we hold as Christians. We need to stand up and we need to take care of the abuse situation in this country. This brings me to my conclusion. We need to notice the warning signs. Pay attention to those people who are around you. Pay attention to those people in the neighborhoods. If you know that there's a child living next door and you never see that child, it's a high possibility there might be something wrong. And you need to call and you need to report it. There's a national hotline number. It's 1-800-4-A-CHILD. If you suspect that anyone is being hurt or neglected, you should call that number. If you just want to be involved, if you want to do some volunteer work, check your local area. We have a battered women's shelter in Rocky Mount, Virginia, and you can volunteer. You can do things like take them to the doctor. You can go down there. You might do some lay counseling. You might just be able to extend yourself and, give to them. But whatever your calling is, I pray to you that you would extend yourself to someone else and help us try to stop child abuse and neglect in this country. I thank you all for coming, and I pray you have a nice evening. Thank you.